Just a quick one. We've been contacted by the press in the UK. It looks like there's quite a little bit of scaremongering.
Yeah, well, what I'd say is the usual things happening in the UK and the media and the gutter press, which I class the BBC and everybody else as that. The scaremongering about people that are wanting to buy a property in Spain. Yesterday, the Spanish government had a meeting because there is a massive problem here in Spain with the lack of affordable housing for Spanish people to live in. So they've got to do something desperately so that Spanish people have actually got homes that they can afford to live in.
And this is both for buying and for renting.
They're trying to create more affordable Spanish homes for Spanish residents and Spanish nationals. This is what this is all about. But the press in the UK, of course, have jumped on one tiny part of it and are blowing it out of all proportion. Now, the tiny part that they've jumped on is quite worrying, but I'll believe it when I see it, to be quite honest with you. Let's wait and see.
Yeah, we're doing a video. Normally we don't do work things, but we're doing one because we know that some are going to jump on the bandwagon and give the wrong information, and people's not going to know basically the situation as it is right now.
Yeah, well, some of the YouTubers will definitely sensationalise these headlines and scare people. So the headline that we're referring to is that the Spanish government are now going to be charging people from the UK or non-EU member parties that want to buy a property here in Spain.
That are not resident.
Yeah, that are not resident. Well, no, they're not. The English press are not saying that.
No.
They're saying that the Spanish government are going to charge non-EU members buying a property here in Spain 100% tax on top of the price of the property. This is not true at all. What the Spanish government is saying is that they're doing all sorts of different things to try and create more affordable housing. Like they're taking over, what sort of properties am I talking about? Properties that have
been left idle for years.
So like derelict properties and vacant properties that have got no owners, because you do see quite a lot of them about. There are skeletons of buildings that were built by developers that have gone bust. The Spanish government is going to take over all these, and they're going to refurbish them and hand them over to the governments to give us affordable housing.
There are some organisations or some departments that the government set up or is in the process of setting up to be able to manage this situation. This is not anything new in regards needing social. I think they call it social
housing. Yeah, I mean, every country has social housing, and Spain has got a real low percentage of social housing. I think it's only something like about 2.4% or 2.5%, whereas other countries like France, for example, have got about 14% of the properties that are built given to social housing groups, so that low-income families can afford to live there.
Give you an example, La Jolla, the big development that's near the office. Somewhere between 5,000 and 7,000 properties are planned to be built there over the next 25 years. A certain percentage of those have to be, and the developers aren't telling you this, but a certain percentage have to be social housing.
They do. What we're really talking about is this rumour of 100% tax, purchase tax for people that are buying from non-EU countries. What the government have actually said is it's a proposal to charge people from non-EU countries that are buying a second home up to 100% in tax in certain circumstances. The people that they want to target are the big consortiums that buy lots and lots of properties to use as holiday rental properties. It's that sort of person that they're looking at.
They're mainly looking at the holiday rental property market as an example. Where we are, it's not such an issue that we've noticed. If you're in, say, the Canary Islands or the big cities like Madrid, Barcelona, Valencia, that's where they're having a more noticeable impact. So the people that were getting, for instance, golden visas and investing 500,000 plus on properties, they were then renting them out and not necessarily having the tax implications, and it wasn't being able to do doing it for profit basically.
Yeah. So, but there are big companies in non-European countries that have bought up lots and lots of properties here in Spain specifically to rent out and make a massive rental income for themselves, which you can't knock them for. But then that does take properties away from people that need to live in them permanently. At this moment in time, the question of tax is a proposal. Nothing's been finalised. Whatever they decide will have to go through Parliament and be voted. A law will need to be passed, and it's not going to be a blanket tax for everyone. For example, if you want to move here to Spain and it's going to be your habitual home, then you won't be subjected to anything like that sort of tax. I would imagine it'll stay really what it is at the moment.
We're not expecting anything to change until 2026.
If it changes at all, it might not change at all, because for that sort of tax is absurd really. So I don't even think it'd get voted. I don't think they'd even vote for it. But if they do, it's going to be only in specific circumstances and for specific people. So most people won't be affected by that. It might be that if you're buying a second home as a holiday home and you're keeping your home in your own country, you might pay a little bit more tax than somebody that's buying a home to live in. So it could be that, but not 100%.
If you check the description, we will put a link to the Citizens Advice Bureau Spain. They get their information directly from the government. None of it's scaremongering. None of it is from the press. It's not from press sources, so it's not from any of the press in Spain. Definitely not from the press in the UK. Hopefully, if you read that, it's in English, so it'll make it a little bit clearer for you. They will have things on there that will possibly explain things further in the future.
But the people that are going down the visa route won't be subject to that tax anyway, because if you're going down the visa route, it means that you want to make this your home and it's going to be your habitual residence. So therefore, you're subject to the same tax as everybody else.
Yeah. So if you're in the process of buying a property in Spain right now,
don't worry.
Don't worry.
And if you're thinking about buying a property in Spain in the future, I'm sure all this will be ironed out by then. And I really don't think, unless you're a big investor looking to snap up lots and lots and lots of property to rent out, I don't think you've got anything to worry about.
Hope this clarifies it for some of you guys. We know we've actually had, as well as the press from the UK contact us, we've also had some of you guys contact us a little bit worried, shall we say. Yeah. Hopefully that will set your minds at rest a little bit.
And hopefully we won't be eating our words in another 18 months. Yes. I don't think so. So for us, it's business as usual. If any of you would like to buy a house in Spain, get in touch and let us know. If any of you have got a house to sell in Spain, we're desperate for property listings. There is a massive lack of property listings in the second-hand market.
Check the description and check the first comments. We will put a link on how to get in touch with us directly if that is what you would like to do. You know, the door's always open. We tell you as it is.
Yeah, and don't believe the gutter press, don't believe the scaremongering, and don't believe the sensational headlines that some people might post.
Having said that, we're now going to do a thumbnail that says 100% tax.
Yeah, and that's it. See you all soon. Hasta pronto.
Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.